This video covers a sensitive conversation about suicide. If you or someone you know needs help or someone to talk to, you can find it at the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline website or call 800-273-8255 or the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline by dialing 988. Text 988 to the crisis text line at 741741 or go to 988lifeline.org. On April 27th, Mica Miller, a 30-year-old woman, was discovered deceased at Lumbee River State Park in North Carolina, reportedly due to a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Her passing occurred shortly after she served divorce papers to her 44-year-old husband, John Paul Miller, marking the end of a tumultuous relationship. Solid Rock Ministries is a Myrtle Beach church that offers both youth groups and adult groups as well as 2 services, and is run by Pastor John Paul Miller. In the days following Mica's death, John Paul granted an interview to ABC 15, donning a necklace reminiscent of the one frequently worn by his late wife. Amid tears, he expressed profound grief, describing Mica as an exceptional spouse, reminiscing about their countless nights engaged in heartfelt conversations. Images taken at a pawn shop before her death show Mica purchasing a gun and wearing a similar necklace. In the weeks preceding the later incident, tensions between Mica Miller and her husband, John Paul Miller, were palpable. The discord between them reached a boiling point during an altercation at East Coast Honda in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where Mica, having discovered her tires slashed, engaged in a heated argument with her spouse.
Away.
I'll show you the pictures.
Do you want to go to jail?
They'll be on Facebook in a few hours.
Alrighty, you'll be in jail in a few hours. Walk away.
A mechanic also found a GPS tracker within her car. Nathaniel Francis wrote in an affidavit that Mica Miller forwarded him an email from John Paul Miller saying he was sorry for the tires and damaging her vehicle. The email also read, "When someone hurts me, I try to hurt them back rather than forgive. And instead of me forgiving you, I just attack and try to cause pain." Their relationship was fraught with turmoil, characterized by persistent allegations of abuse. A police report detailing the purported auto theft of Mica's silver Honda Accord sheds light on the extent of their marital strife. Dated February 2023, the report recounts an incident where hospital staff allegedly informed Mica that her husband had retrieved her purse and keys upon her discharge from the hospital, leading her to believe that he had orchestrated her involuntary hospitalization and absconded with her vehicle. Further complications arose when Mica reported the theft of her car to the authorities in the Coastal Grand Mall parking lot. Hospitalized between February 8th and 10, she expressed suspicions to officers that John Paul had engineered her hospitalization and subsequent car theft. The report also revealed that Mica had known her husband since childhood, with allegations of grooming stemming from their time together at Solid Rock Church. Additionally, it came to light that Mica had previously babysat for John Paul and his first wife, eventually marrying him following his divorce. When investigators contacted John Paul, he attributed Mica's behavior to mental health issues, describing her actions as a reckless episode. Court documents revealed that John Paul held power of attorney over Mica's health care, citing her tendency to exhibit episodes when off her prescribed medication. He claimed to have withheld the vehicle to prevent impulsive spending during such episodes, intending to return it after a month once the episode had subsided. As both parties affirmed their legal marriage, the investigator encountered the challenge of considering the car as marital property, leading to the conclusion that no criminal offense could be established. In the weeks preceding her passing, Mica shared a video addressing the issue of abuse within marriage, amidst emerging claims of harassment and fear for her safety. She expressed, "Today my heart's a little heavy. I've had lots of women reach out to me about situations of abuse, And I just want to tell you what a lot of people have told me lately, because I think I forgot. But you are the bride of Christ before anybody else's, male or female. It doesn't matter what gender you are. Abuse is abuse.
I've had a lot of women that have reached out to me about situations of abuse. And I just want to tell you what a lot of people have told me. Male or female, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what gender you are. Abuse is abuse. And you are the bride of Christ. And my Bible says that he took all the abuse you could think of for you so that you didn't have to live that life of slavery and bondage and pain. So you don't have to stay in a abusive relationship, whether that's sexual, whether that's somebody forcing you to take illegal drugs, or alcohol abuse, or physical abuse, psychological abuse, making you think that this is all your fault, or you're a bad mom, or you're a bad wife, or you're a bad husband, or you're not giving it your all when you know you are. God hates divorce, but why? According to everybody I've asked and the scriptures that I've found, it's because it hurts people. But does abuse hurt people? How do you think God feels about that?
Court records hinted at the marital turmoil, with Mica initially filing for divorce in October 2023, only to withdraw the filing on February 12, 2024. Later in the same month, John Paul countered with a motion for separate support and maintenance, which was withdrawn on March 11th. However, on April 15th, just 12 days before her untimely demise, Mica reinitiated the divorce proceedings and, according to friends, also sought a no-contact order against her husband.
When your world is shook up, you need to take a pause. And I can only pray that more people will take a pause and I'm trying to get my priorities straight right now. And that's making sure that my heart doesn't have any unforgiveness, bitterness, resentment, just forgiveness and hope for the future and peace. Because you can't put a price on peace.
A police report indicated that Mica had contacted officers, accusing her husband of sharing an indecent photo of her on a Facebook group called Big Boobs and Nice Curves. Evidence released by Robeson County Sheriff's Office as part of their investigation shows Mica plotting to end her life. On April 27th, a still from a Ring doorbell shows her on her front porch at 11 a.m. on the day of her death. Just over an hour later, a surveillance image shows her entering Dick's pawn shop, where she purchases a firearm. Shortly after, Mica's black Honda was observed traveling on Highway 501 near 4 Mile Road, Conway, South Carolina, on the way to the state park. Mica had called authorities before allegedly taking her own life, telling them, "I'm about to kill myself, and I just want my family to know where to find me."
Tell me what's happened.
I'm about to kill myself, and I just want my family to know where to find me.
Investigators said her estranged husband, Jean-Paul Miller, and a female that he is allegedly romantically involved with were not in North Carolina on the night before and the day of the Miller's death. Investigators learned that John Paul Miller was at an athletic event in Charleston on the day of Mica Miller's death. The Robeson County medical examiner ruled her death a suicide. Family and friends vehemently assert that Mica did not take her own life. Robeson County Sheriff Bernice Wilkens in a media release, stating, "While I know it's not what many people wanted to hear, the evidence is quite clear and compelling, and we are as saddened as anyone that this occurred." In her affidavit, Sierra also disclosed her sister's concerns about being followed by individuals, insinuating that her husband had hired people to surveil her. The document further alleges that John Paul transferred assets, including the home deed, to one of his sons and removed Mica's personal belongings from their residence while she was receiving treatment at a mental health facility. Frances also said that her sister warned family members that, "If I end up with a bullet in my head, it was not by me, it was JP." Mica's siblings, Sierra Francis and Nathaniel Francis, filed estate affidavits stating Sierra Francis should serve as the special administrator for Mica Miller's estate. This was granted. Friend Alicia Young, a fellow member of the Solid Rock Church alongside her husband Ken, expressed disbelief at the notion of Mica taking her own life. "I absolutely do not believe that she took her own life," Alicia emphasized. She was energetic, and her faith in God was unwavering. She was always quick to encourage somebody else, including myself. We went to lunches together. We worked out together. Meanwhile, a waitress came forward with claims that days before Mica's passing, she served John Paul at a restaurant where he allegedly sent flirtatious messages to her. These messages reportedly included remarks like calling her super hot and requesting bikini pics. The waitress, suspicious of his marital status, engaged with the pastor to expose his behavior. During a television interview following Mica's passing, John Paul was observed wearing a necklace strikingly similar to the one frequently worn by Mica. Speculation has arisen, suggesting that the two necklaces might be identical, raising questions about how John Paul came into possession of the necklace, especially if it is indeed the same one she was last seen wearing. This speculation has sparked discussions online regarding the origins of the necklace. In the days after her death, her friends and family held a rally calling for justice for Mica outside the Solid Rock Church, where Pastor Miller worked. On April 28th, just a day after his wife's passing, the pastor shocked his congregation. Following a service where he appeared relaxed, even laughing, he announced his wife's death. John Paul, who has a criminal record including multiple counts of aggravated assault and battery to which he pleaded guilty, informed the congregation that her death was self-induced. "You all know she wasn't well mentally, and that she needed her medicine, and it was hard to get to her," he stated. Before the announcement, he requested his congregation to stand and instructed them to leave church quietly and don't talk about the announcement here in the building.
I'm not going to do an altar call today. Instead, I'm going to have you stand up and I'm going to make an announcement. And after the announcement, I'm going to ask that you leave church quietly and don't talk about the announcement here in the building, please, if you can. So y'all can stand to your feet. Before I make the announcement, I also want to say that my request to you is that you will continue to come to church and serve and give for the next little bit. 'Cause I don't want to have. I'm taking a little bit of a break, and I don't want to have to worry about the church. My break may be a few days, a few weeks. I don't know. I got a call late last night. My wife has passed away. And it was self-induced, and it was up in North Carolina. And we're gonna have a funeral for her next Sunday here at 3 p.m. And so it's all I can. Yeah, I'm just kind of going on adrenaline right now. So y'all pray for me and my kids and everybody. And she wasn't. Y'all knew that she wasn't well mentally, and that she needed her medicine that was hard to get to her.
In a statement released on Thursday by his lawyers, also shared by his former church on social media, John Paul denied the speculation, labeling it as unfounded rumors and falsehoods. The statement emphasized, "Following the untimely death of Mica Miller, unfounded rumors and false accusations began circulating on social media and in various media outlets, suggesting Pastor Miller's involvement in her demise. This created a buzz, causing local and national media outlets to begin proliferating these falsehoods on a mammoth proportion. Our client vehemently denies any suggestion of abuse towards his wife. Recent reports alleging that Pastor Miller groomed his wife from the age of 10 are entirely false. She relocated to Myrtle Beach at 15, was married to another man at 18, and divorced at 21, the statement asserted. It has been revealed that Mica Miller grappled with mental illness, particularly bipolar disorder, which, when untreated, precipitated paranoid episodes and self-destructive behavior. It continued. Once again, Mica struggled with mental illness, and some recent reports made by her are nonsensical. There has been no official medical confirmation of any mental condition she may or may not have. The statement stressed the necessity of destigmatizing mental health issues and ensuring proper support and treatment for those affected. After a comprehensive investigation by the Robeson County, North Carolina Sheriff's Office, it has been definitively determined that Ms. Miller's death resulted from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, it declared. This conclusion absolves Pastor Miller of any wrongdoing. While Miller painted his marriage to Mica as picture-perfect after her death, while emphasizing Mica's mental health struggles, he did not mention their recent separation or divorce filings. But they have been separated long enough for Miller to allegedly start dating someone new, a Myrtle Beach-based physical therapist named Susie Skinner. Skinner remains somewhat elusive, with a scant presence on social media platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn. However, a ZocDoc profile exists for her. Despite this, a former blog post from the Solid Rock website resurfaced on Reddit. The Solid Rock website has since been taken down, likely due to increased media scrutiny following Mica's death. The Spotlight article on Skinner sheds light on her life as a wife, mother, and physical therapist. Tragically, her husband, Chris Skinner, passed away in 2021. Chris had suffered a life-altering car accident in 2000, resulting in a broken neck and quadriplegia due to a drunk driver. Their paths crossed when Chris became Skinner's patient during therapy to regain hand function. Their bond grew, leading to marriage in 2004. However, in 2021, tragedy struck again when Chris drowned after falling into a nearby pool. Recalling the incident, Skinner shared, "Chris always went to the pool and walked his dog. That day, I guess when he was driving his wheelchair, nobody was there and he got too close to the edge and fell in. A neighbor had to come to get me, and she said, 'You have to get to the pool right away.' And I just had that instinct. I just knew." Mica's loved ones think the incident seems suspicious. Even still, both Skinner and Miller now have a shared bond of losing a loved one prematurely, although they were allegedly dating before Miller took her own life. In an alleged statement from Skinner regarding photos of her eating cozily with Miller, she said, "He is my friend. His wife died 4 days ago, and he had no one to eat with. He asked some people to sit with him, but no one could go. So when asked if I could go, I went. We've been friends for years." An obituary penned by him also described his wife as a great stepmother and an amazing wife and helpmate, and portrayed her as his biggest cheerleader. Pastor Miller has since been released from his ministerial functions at Solid Rock at Market Common Church in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. For a time of healing counsel and guidance, the Solid Rock Church website has been deactivated, displaying a message stating, "This account has been suspended." Meanwhile, there were temporary disruptions on the Solid Rock Facebook page on May 6th, but it has since been restored. However, commenting capabilities appear to be restricted. Our heartfelt condolences go out to Mica's family and loved ones during this incredibly difficult time. Our thoughts are with Mica's family as they navigate through this challenging period of grief and loss. We hope that they find solace in the memories they shared and the love that surrounded them. The allegations of intense abuse surrounding this case are profoundly troubling, and I understand the distress it must bring to everyone affected. It's a stark reminder of the importance of advocating for those who may be vulnerable and in need of support. In recent weeks, the hashtag #JusticeForMica has gained significant traction online. Numerous individuals, spanning across various true crime Facebook groups and Mica's own family, are rallying for justice on her behalf. They contend that she did not die by her hand, and are steadfast in their pursuit of answers surrounding her untimely demise. We will give an update on the case should there be any new developments. Thank you for watching. Stay safe out there,